Hello, Miner fans, and welcome to the long-awaited Game 1 of 5 between your Matsu Miners and the Peninsula Oilers. We are here at Coral Seymour Field. I'm alongside Reese Landon, my broadcasting partner. As always, I'm Sean Neef, and we have waited plenty to get to this Game 1. 2 days in a row where we've had no baseball here as we've waited down in the Kenai Peninsula just to get started playing baseball, but some tarp complications in the first day and some rain all throughout the day yesterday brought us to where we are right now. But one thing has remained consistent, and that's both of these teams' mentality and lineups heading into this game, as we have pretty much been staying on the same lineup over and over again. But Coach LeBron seems like he's confident with this team, and that says a lot, especially the starting pitcher Christian Seelhorst, to have him sitting for 2 days after getting warm and still putting him up there on the bum.
Yeah, Christian Seelhorst will go for the Miners today. He has yet to allow a run this year. Let's hope it obviously stays that way today. But Christian this year has appeared in 2 games, both starts, 8 innings pitched, has allowed just 1 hit. And the one thing that you can point out in Seelhorst's statistics right now is the walks. He's walked 10 guys in 8 innings. He's got to decrease that number, but he has not allowed a run yet, so he's doing something right. And he'll be opposed by Mason Posey for the Peninsula Oilers, who so far this year has 1 start under his belt, but he went 5 scoreless in that start. He did walk 5, so the same control problems that Seelhorst had, struck out 4, and picked up one of just 2 wins on the year for the Oilers.
And as we head into this game, we'll give you your Miners
at third base, number 6.
Batting rotation first, since they are going to be first up in this game. Starting off, leading off for the Miners, we have David Bermudez, the shortstop in the 1 hole. Josh Mrozik adding some speed behind him in the 2 hole. Going to be out there in center field today. Casey Rother, the holding down right fielder, is going to be in the 3 hole, as Aaron Walters is going to come in as your cleanup batter today. Tyler Rando, after having an incredible batting performance against the Miners, or against the Pilots, moves his way up into the 5 hole as the team's DH. The powerful batter of Nick Sorelli, that's Squirt Sorelli for all you true fans out there for the Miners, is going to be sitting there in the 6 hole. Sam Thompson, the catcher for the first game today, is going to be holding down that 7. As Jordan Williams and JD Urso follow him in 8 and 9, and of course Steelhorst on the mound. Around them, we do have the umpires for today as well. If you want to get mad at anybody for calls, don't get mad at the players, get mad at the umpires. It always works out better for you. Because we're going to have Tyler Thurman holding down the third baseline. First base is going to be Roberto Patterson, and behind the plate is going to be Tom Svoboda, as Reese will have your defensive lineup ready for you after our national anthem.
When you speed, you're subject to fines, points on your record, even worse, Stop speeding before it stops you.
And we are getting ready for the first pitch here at Coral Seymour Park. Out there in the field, we have the Peninsula Oilers. Reese, you got the lineup for us.
Yeah, over in left field today for the Oilers is Garrett Pennington. Over in center field is Dylan Ditzenberger, and then in the right fielder is Andrew Soika. Infield left to right. Over at third is Henry Novicki. Shortstop Cole Moore. Over at the Keystone second base it's John Olmstead, and over at first it's John Hanley. Pitcher catcher battery for the Peninsula Oilers is Mason Posey on the mound, and then behind the plate it is Grant Rusma, who was a late add into the starting lineup as Taylor Johnston was a late scratch.
And getting ready to come up to the plate for the first time is going to be David Bermudez. Bermudez only one hit so far in the season, and in all actuality, this should not be a major hitting contest on paper. You look at the two averages for the team. But the Oilers just below the Mendoza line at 196, and the Oilers, or the Miners, just squeaking over it at 210, and that's generally helped by two batters on their team being Rando and Rother, really bringing up the team average, sitting over 400 each of them.
Yeah, the Miners are in fourth in the ABL in hitting, or at least average-wise. Right now, the Oilers are in last. The Oilers started off the ABL season on an 8-game road trip. This is their first league game at home, as they went 2-6 over that road trip and only scored 14 runs in 8 games. So this was not a team that was very potent with the bat.
However, the season is still very young for both of these squads. Finding a rhythm is something that takes some time, and once it gets going, it can boost the average for your entire squad. But not seeing live pitching in 2 days is going to be the real interesting part of this, as Bermudez takes the first pitch on the inside, as that we're going to start off with ball one here at Coral Seymour. It is a bit overcast today. Clouds still in the area, just not nearly as bad as that one is spiked into the dirt. It's going to be ball two.
Yeah, it's been, after a couple of days of rain, it's nice to just have a clear day out, no rain in sight, but it is chilly in the high 50s.
Always a bit colder here along the Kenai Peninsula, as Posey finally gets his first strike there of the day, moving it to a 2-1 count. Posey, the George Mason product, actually, as Bermudez gets a swing on it. That one's going to be a bit inside. Going to take time to collect himself, and it's going to be an easy out as Moore moves over to Hanley at first for the first out of the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Posey, like you were saying, from George Mason. On the year, George Mason, he threw almost 29 innings, struck out 28 batters. The ERA was a bit up at 5.65. But so far through one start with the Oilers, really good, and obviously picked up one of only their 2 wins on the year.
Josh Morozic coming up to the plate second for the Miners, as he almost spurred up to bunt there, drew it back, still going to be strike one. Morozic, along with Ricky Nunez, 2 real names that probably benefited from the time off these past few days, getting a chance to really heal their injuries, get those bruises patched up, and get some time to recover. Morozic obviously had that giant bruise on his calf following their first contest with the Pilots back in the rotation today in the 2-hole. Morozic's going to take that one outside. Good take to not fish there, moving the count to 1-2. And getting the hits rolling early tonight could be the best sign of success for the Miners. Plenty of games ahead of them here, as they're still trying to pack 5 games into this 3-game set now, or 3-day set now.
Yeah, it's 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, 1 game Wednesday before they head back home, so everything's quite packed in.
Morozic's going to take a big swing there as he's going to go over it. That's going to be the second out of the inning for the Miners. Casey Rother, the only man standing between Posey and a 1-2-3 inning for the Oilers.
Yeah, Rother on the year continues to rake. He is hitting .429 now on the year. He's got 8 doubles and a home run. Half of his hits are for extra bases.
He takes that one right down the middle of the plate, down low on the bottom of the black for strike one.
Rother doubled a couple of times in the win on Friday against the Glacier Pilots.
He's going to be bringing that one around, but not nearly enough to draw The call from Roberto Patterson at first is it's going to even the count at 1-1. Rother now going to chip this one down low, almost looking like a repeat of Bermudez' AB, and it's going to come up with the same result. 1-2-3 inning for the Miners. Not the offensive start they were hoping for. Hopefully they're able to do the same to the Oilers on the mound. Christian Seelhorst, Seal Team 6, taking the bump. When we come back from a short break, make sure to stay tuned for that. Welcome back, Miner faithful, as we are getting ready to see Christian Seelhorst on the mound. You know he's been anxious to take this start ever since they pushed it back the first time. Seelhorst, as we said before, 2 appearances so far, 2 starts with the Miners, 8 innings pitched, 10-10 when it comes to walks to strikeouts. I made him promise me before this game that we'd see at least 7 strikeouts, so I'm hoping that means we don't see 7 walks as well.
Well, he hasn't been able to get in line for a win yet because both starts he's only went 4 innings, so he's hoping to get into 5 today. Obviously, only a 7-inning game. That'd give the Miners some really good work, and obviously they don't want to tax their bullpen. They've got 2 games today, obviously, 2 games tomorrow, and then 1 on Wednesday before a couple of off days. So Seelhorst going a decent amount into the game today would go a long way into preserving that bullpen.
And it's not going to be easy. Obviously, the top of your order is always stronger, but starting off with a batter like Andrew Soika as their leadoff, who leads the Oilers in hits currently, isn't going to make it any easier.
Yeah, Soika batting .314 on the year. He's 11 for 35. He's got 4 extra base hits.
And here comes the showdown between Soika and Seelhorst, as Soika gets ready to take his spot in the left-handed batter's box.
Soika into the box. Soika plays his college baseball at Cal State Northridge.
Every time we've watched the Oilers play, Soika to me has stood out as one of their best players for sure, but not just his speed out in right field, but his power whenever he makes contact. But instead, it looks like Seelhorst is going to start with a bit too much heat on that one outside. But he's really looking to cock back that fastball like he always does. Seelhorst going to deliver another shot there. That one's also going to be a bit too far outside for Swoboda. 2-0 count now for Christian Seelhorst. That one finally going to be chipped at. Going to get the first strike there as he makes some contact. Still makes it into the catcher's mitt. It's Thompson standing behind the plate for Seelhorst. Soika taking another rip at it. This one going to go down the foul baseline past the Miners bullpen. That seems to be where most of the fun and action is going to be.
Yeah, hopefully it's a cheerful bullpen today, hoping for a doubleheader sweep here in Kenai.
Festivities before the game definitely seemed upbeat. Finally just happened to play some ball. As Christian Seelhorst looking for the first out here, and it looks like he might get it As this one's going to be a high fly ball. Josh Morozic able to easily bring that one down.
Yeah, that ball was hit straight up in the air. Soika got a good piece of wood on it, but straight up in the air. Morozic out in center field. He's played, I believe, 3 different positions now on the year, getting a lot of time in center field recently with Ricky Nunez banged up.
Mrozic's just one of those few players you always got to find a spot for him on your squad, the way he can get on base.
Leads the team in steals. 5 of them hasn't been caught yet on the year as well.
Seahorse, another delivery, this time starting off with a strike, getting ahead of the second batter, Henry Novicki here.
You know, speaking of that bullpen fun you were talking about, Willie Johnston, who is the Game 2 starter today, had an Instagram takeover. Go check that out on Instagram. Username Matsu_minors.
Seahorse evens up the count that time. Interesting fact about Novicki, while Seahorse might struggle with the walk so far this season, Novicki is one of the only, if not the only batter in this Oilers rotation that has not been walked on this season so far.
Yeah, the Oilers aren't exactly known for taking a ton of walks. They didn't take that many during the homestand, or on the road trip. 20 in just 8 games.
That one will be taken as a ball, though. 2-2. Still a chance to put away this batter with the strikeout. Seahorse wouldn't be surprised to see some high fastball here after trying to lay something slower on the outside. Gets him to bring it around. Called for the strikeout. That's the first for Christian Seahorse. Started to go around when he saw that high cheese, but couldn't help himself. That's going to be the first K of the day for SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, Seahorse now up to 11 strikeouts on the year, and as we play with 2 outs here in the first, he's now got 8 2/3 total innings on the year, so 11 strikeouts. He's got a nice little K/9 ratio going for him right now, and now it's going to bring up Garrett Pennington to the plate.
Pennington, one we didn't get to see nearly as much of the last time these two played. Actually didn't get to see Pennington play in either of the 2 contests between the Miners and the Oilers so far this season.
Just 1 at-bat on the year for Pennington.
Sitting in the 3-hole for a reason. Get some solid contact there. Weak liner over, though, to Sorelli. That's a quick out. A 1-2-3 for the Miners. Nice response. Both sides coming out dominant on the bump. Looking to see who can get the first drawn blood first in this game. Miners going to be back up to bat. 4, 5, 6 coming up to the plate here at Coral Seymour Park. Miners returning to the plate. This time Aaron Walters going to be their leadoff hitter in this inning. Right now, Miners looking to get some kind of action early. Obviously, they've had some late heroics in their games against the Pilots and the Bucks, as this one's just going to be a moonshot for the infield. Just Hanley eventually going to come away with it as he eventually calls his teammates off. But I don't think Tyler Blund, just for his cardiac safety alone, wants to deal with another late heroics game from his team.
Yeah, the Miners were on that 28 and a third inning scoreless streak in that Glacier Pilots game on Friday, but scored in the 5th and broke the streak as ball one goes there to Tyler Rando. Tyler Rando actually helped break that streak. He had a one-out double to move a runner to third, who eventually scored on a Sorelli ground out.
Rando is absolutely huge for them in that game. 3 hits, actually, in the game against the Glacier Pilots that the Miners eventually won. Rando ahead 2-0 now. Would love to get on with just a walk, and looking to do just that now with a 3-0 count in front of him.
Yeah, Rando getting on to bring Nick Sorelli up next. Sorelli has shown signs of breaking out of a kind of mini slump.
They could absolutely use his presence at the plate. Obviously, he's a power batter, but if you could always just drive someone in with a deep shot, that's not anything to draw complaints. Rando gonna foul this one away. Hanley, luckily for Rando, isn't able to get over the fence that time. Full count now at 3-2.
As I was looking through the Oilers batting order, it's interesting to see there's only 4 guys on the team above 250 batting average wise.
Definitely isn't their strength, but they do happen to rally at the right time. If you can string together hits, doesn't matter about what your average is. As Rando is going to be put away as well for out number 2, so no runners in front of Nick Sorelli as he comes up to the plate.
Yeah, no hits for either squad yet. Sorelli trying to get on with 2 away here in the second.
Sorelli happens to find a hit here or there, as we've mentioned, but hasn't been able to put together back-to-back hitting performances in recent memory. Right now, he has the chance to make it a 2-game hitting streak. That doesn't say a lot, but starting somewhere is all it takes. Sorelli makes some solid contact there. 1-1 count now.
Sorelli on the year is still tied for the ABL lead in home runs with 2. A couple other guys up there who also have 2.
Sorelli's going to take that one low and away. Good eye on that one. Might be a fisherman at heart, but won't be caught fishing on that one.
Sorelli is a lot of swing and miss to his game. That ball misses outside, but Sorelli on the year has 11 strikeouts and 36 at-bats, so certainly some swing and miss, but when he makes contact, it's loud.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of those back foot planted batters. He knows he has the power to send it deep. We saw him skipping a few one-bouncers to the wall before the game today. No need to swing there, though, in order to put himself on base, as Nick Sorelli is going to be the first base runner for either team in this game, as we are 2 outs away in the top of the second.
Yeah, Sam Thompson coming to the plate now. Thompson had a big hit, and he'd been really struggling at the plate. He had documented that he felt like they were coming eventually, and he finally got one against the Glacier Pilots. Helped jumpstart that big 7th inning.
A 1.33 batting average does not represent the abilities of Sam Thompson nearly as well as it should, and it is disheartening for any batter anytime you're swinging and making solid contact but not getting it to fall. Luckily for him, found a hit in the last game. Also looking to extend his streak here, because this one's going to be a far outside. Sorelli just shuffles back to first, not going to slide in. Not much of a leadoff that would force that. Just happens to step back into first, though. Posey looking to get out of an inning without allowing any kind of scoring by the Miners. Thompson takes a big hack on that one as the ball just drops right at the plate.
1-2 on Thompson now. If Thompson were to reach, it'd be Jordan Williams next in the on-deck circle.
Thompson looking at a 1-2. This one taken on the inside.
Close call.
Thompson Boda seems to be a bit lenient on what he'll allow on the inside of a batter.
Tight zone. We saw that against the Pilots too on Friday rather.
Thompson gets some contact there. He's just going to chip it into the dirt though. Foul ball now as he'll live to see another pitch. Sorelli really doesn't seem to be taking much of a lead off at all off of first. And not seeing a runner run with 2 outs is definitely something that would get under the skin of skipper Tyler LeBrun. His team is needed to score as much as possible. Good take there by Sam Thompson, though. Saw that rainbow changeup just fluttering outside the top zone.
3-2 now on Thompson with 2 away. So the first baseman, Hanley, is off the bag now. Sorelli's going to be moving on the 3-2 pitch.
No reason to hold the brakes as he takes off again before he even gets the chance. Every time Nick Sorelli commits to a steal, you got to keep your eyes on him because he is just a freight train on the base path.
Yeah, Sorelli with the kickstart here, anything down the line or in the gap, he's going to be able to score on. Thompson, who has an extra base hit on the year, trying to get another one here. Actually has 2 extra base hits on the year.
This time going to be ripped right up the center. There you go, Sam Thompson. As Sorelli going to pull into third, does fumble out there as Ditzenberger couldn't quite field it the first time. Thompson will be held at first, though. Runners on the corners for the Miners as they are going to bring up Jordan Williams to the plate.
Yeah, that was a nice piece of hitting by Sam Thompson there. 3-2, long at bat. That was an 8-pitch at bat. Got deep in the count, just took it and took what he got right back up the chute. And Jordan Williams is trying to do something not many Miners have done, and that's get hits with runners in scoring position this year. They have really struggled in that department, and an early score in a 7-inning game would be huge here for the Miners.
Ever since appearing in his first game, Williams got 2 hits. In his first appearance as a Miner, 3 so far in 10 ABs. A pretty great sample size so far. 300 isn't one that's going to blow your socks off, but it's something that always seems to deliver. Showing up in clutch moments is all that matters to his team. Williams has a chance to get an early lead here. This one's going to be taken same inside corner, this time called for a strike. That's 50-50 shot, it seems like, for that down and inside zone.
Williams, right-handed batter, earning another start at third base.
I take a big swing at that one. A bit high, and Posey really seems to be feeling that changeup right now. He has them in a back-and-forth kind of game, really testing the timing of these batters.
1-2 now on Jordan Williams.
As Williams is going to see that one go by. Sorelli going to come across on a wild pitch. Thompson goes to second. That's the first score for the Miners. Drawing blood early here as they take a 1-0 lead in the top of the second. Sorelli absolutely elated to be the first one to come across home plate. Help his team get an early lead after waiting 2 days to play this team. Must feel good right now coming back into that dugout, just high-fiving his teammates. As Williams going to make connection on the next shot, but that's easily going to be another foul ball past the fences.
Yeah, that's big for the Miners. Not even having to get Williams to put the ball in play into the field, getting a run early on a wild pitch. And those runs in a 7-inning game for 2 teams who haven't scored that many runs this year is, I shouldn't say insurmountable, but it's very big.
Luckily for the Oilers, not playing at Herman Brothers today, that backstop would have allowed Thompson to easily get to third as Jordan Williams is going to drop a ball in there. Soika able to catch it after a bit of a bobble in his glove, but eventually puts this one away, seals the inning at just 1. Miners strike first. Scoring early on a wild pitch. Nick Sorelli comes home for the first run of the game. Miners handing it back to Christian Seelhorst with an early lead, looking to see if he can hold on here at Coral Seymour Park. Welcome back to Miners Baseball as we are getting ready for the bottom of the second. Miners holding an early lead here and handing a gift over to Christian Seelhorst. Miners up 1-0 after a wild pitch scored by Nick Sorelli. Seelhorst now ahead 0-2 in the first count against Dylan Ditzenberg. Ditzenberger, his last name's too long to fit on his jersey, as you can see. It only says Ditz on the back. Looks like a bit of an insult, but understandable when you see how long that last name is. Ditzenberger able to foul that one off. Heads up to anyone in the outhouse by the batting cages, though. That one seems to be heading right towards it.
Yeah, Ditzenberger. Can't fit the last name onto it because the Oilers have these sleeveless jerseys with the red undershirts underneath, so not obviously the most room to put a last name on it.
Ditzenberger is going to be absolutely taking a high hack there. Some old school swinging for you as he gets the first out of the second inning here in the bottom of the second. That's going to be the second strikeout as well for Christian Seelhorst.
Yeah, Seelhorst has looked really well right now. That fastball is playing. His issue through the first couple starts have been walks mostly towards the middle of his starts, which have been second, third, fourth innings. So we'll see if he can continue his good pitching that he's had so far.
He said 7 Ks, 0 walks before the game. I'm going to see if we can hold him to his word. As he starts to come around, good spot in the zone that time. Christian Seelhorst picks up the first strike of this AB as well as John Olmstead will be the fifth batter faced in this game.
Olmstead on the air, really struggling. 4 for 26 on that 8-game road trip.
4 for 26 as he takes a ball there. That seems to be his strength, drawing the most walks on the Oilers lineup, 7 so far this season.
Yeah, he's only struck out 4 times as well. Patient hitter.
That seems to be the natural enemy of a pitcher like Seelhorst. Getting close to the zone that time, going to be called ball instead. Any full front door attack today by a pitcher is going to be a real gamble depending on how Swoboda's calling it.
Yeah, it's a tight zone. Seelhorst trying to work with it, though.
Seelhorst winds up and delivers this time. It's sent the other way. Gonna be a foul ball souvenir as this one heading right towards the main entrance.
Yeah, a light crowd on hand so far in Kenai tonight, but it's a doubleheader, first game at 5 o'clock. People still getting out of work and whatever else. So hopefully as the night goes on, it'll get a little more full.
Plenty of baseball left ahead of us here. People bound to file in right now. As Seelhorst picks up his second of the inning as well. Takes him down with another high fastball. Seelhorst really liking that as his put-away pitch so far as he is just blasting past batters.
Yeah, he's looking good. Through his first couple starts, I'm sure he'd admit this too. One thing I noticed is a lot of the times when he was on a streak of throwing 3, 4, 5, 6 balls in a row, is he wasn't finishing pitches all the way through. He was kind of stopping halfway through his delivery almost, short-arming if you will, but right now he's getting complete command, 3 strikeouts.
Playing with confidence after watching the boys bring a run home, starting with a strike in the third batter as well. It's going to be the big DH for the Oilers, Bryce Marsh, coming up to the plate.
Marsh on the year hitting .240, 6 hits, 25 at-bats.
Seelhorst, no regard for him though, trying to test him across the plate. Aside from Soika and Ditzenberger, Marsh has definitely been the third power bat of this lineup, third on the team in extra base hits currently. Seelhorst really trying to give him something to fish at outside. Nothing taken so far as Marsh isn't really feeling like extending himself across the plate.
2-1 here on Bryce Marsh from Pfeiffer College, North Carolina.
Marsh takes this one, likes the inside pitch. This one's going to be driven back deep. Rother gonna be there to put it away though, right near the foul pole as he gets him out of the inning. Another 1-2-3 for Christian Seelhorst at 2 Ks to his name so far as the Miners hold on to a 1-run lead early in this game. Heading back up to the plate, we're gonna have JD Urso leading off the Miners on the top of the third. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Miners hoping to keep the fireworks rolling here at Coral Seymour Park.
So like Skittles?
Welcome to the top of the third. Miners holding on to an early lead here, hoping to add some insurance and breathing room to that. As J.D. Urso, the Tampa players, heading up to the base. Inside defender definitely found a spot early in this team, as his defensive prowess has been extremely helpful on the other side of Bermudez at short.
Yeah, Urso has, we were talking with him the other day, he has plenty of experience both at short and second, but he's found his home at second in his first couple of starts.
One thing they'd love to get from him, though, recorded an RBI before his first hit as a minor, still hitless on the season, but he has found his way to get on base and be effective as a part of this offense. Staring at a 1-1 count now. And with a 5-game series like this, 2 doubleheaders, you'd love to find your first, as it looks like he does just that. How about a blooper into shallow left center, as Urso is going to lead off the third with another hit. Miners finding their stride with a bat.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting there by Urso. Not trying to do too much there on a 1-1 pitch, and they're really looking to see the pitcher on the mound for the Oilers. Mason Posey pretty well out there. It's their second hit of the game, rather. Sorelli walked as well. Runner on, nobody out.
Nothing bigger than your first hit. Heading it back to the top now, David Bermudez knows something about finding that zone. Watching J.D. Urso bring home his first base hit of the season, hopefully can spark a fire for this offense. Bermudez makes some contact there as well. Soika gonna be coming in on it. That one's gonna drop as well. How about back-to-back hits? As it's going to be called fair. The throw will be late as Urso pulls into third. Runners back in the corners. Back-to-back base hits for the Miners.
How about this middle infield getting it started here in the third? J.D. Urso gets his first Miners hit, and there Bermudez not getting great contact on the ball, but put it in a perfect spot down the right field line. Long run for Soika, and you just couldn't get to it. And the Miners want to get more runs. I mean, what better opportunity than right now? First and third, nobody out.
I want to compliment the awareness of Urso as well. Saw the placement of Soika. He knows how fast he is out there in right field, but knew he wouldn't get there. Was able to get the runoff and get to third. Now Josh Morozic going to be asked to bring in some runners. Morozic already has 2 RBIs on the season. You know he'd like to add a few more ribeyes today with a nice spot anywhere across the field besides the foul ball behind him.
0-2 now on Morozic. Yeah, just looking for a productive out now. But in the driver's seat on the mound is Posey. He'll try to put him away on strikes, preferably here.
Right now, Morozic staring at an 0-2. 0 outs in the inning so far as Burmey's going to return to first. Yeah, Burmey blast and a J.D. Urso first base hit of the season. Can't go to waste right now. Morozic looking to make any kind of contact to bring Urso home.
More of a Burmey bloop, if you will.
That is fair. A hit is a hit, and I'm sure he would take that, as that's only his second of the season as well.
Yeah, Bermudez. After all those hard lineouts, you'd assume his second hit of the year would be something smoked, but that probably had one of the lowest probability of landing out of all of his hits, and of course, that's the one that lands.
Hey, that's baseball for you.
Yeah.
Will not go around as Morozic, as that moves it to a 1-2 count.
Morozic trying to get on. If he can get on in some way, put that speed to use.
This might be the speediest part of their lineup without Tyler Wilson in the batting rotation today. Morozic's getting a chipper there. It might be a double play, but will bring home the run. They get both. 2 outs, 1 run across. Miners extend their lead to 2, but cost them 2 outs in the process.
Yeah, that will not go down as an RBI for Morozic because of the double play, but they do get that run in at least from third. 2-0 Miners here, top 3.
Now clear bases in front of Casey Rother, heading back up to plate with 2 outs once again. This will be the second time he's faced a 2-out situation in this game.
Yeah, Rother can do it himself, as we've seen before.
Right now, we'll face an 0-1. Nice changeup action there from Posey to get ahead in the count early here. Started to move around that time as well. It's going to be strike 2.
0-2 on Rother. Just try to stay alive here.
Hoping to add some pressure here this inning. Rother takes that one down low. A cold take by Rother to not even give any semblance of effort there.
1-2 on Casey Rother.
Smart take. Makes contact on the next pitch. Will Ditzenberger fly this one out? He will. Putting away the top of the third. How about 2 runs for the Miners in back-to-back innings? Now holding on to a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Miners looking to keep this going as Christian Seelhorst is going to be back on the bump, given an even bigger lead to hold on to now. Miners going to be back on defense after a short break.
Now that the Oilers, the catcher, number 23, Brad.
Welcome back here as Christian Seelhorst looking for his 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning against the Peninsula Oilers. Grant Rosema, the catcher, going to be the first one he faces in the game today. Coming in with boasting a 200 batting average. Talk about sitting right at the Mendoza line.
Yeah, he's actually a bit above the team average on the year. Rosema, a late add into the starting lineup for Taylor Johnston behind the plate, or Johnson.
Takes that one as ball 1. John Manley is going to be sitting in the on-deck circle. His fans are starting to fill in here at Coral Seymour Park. See their team down early, but they got plenty of baseball ahead. Even after this first game, we have another 7-inning doubleheader game 2 awaiting us.
Miners with the win would tentatively increase their lead in the ABL up into a clear 2nd place.
Started to bring it around, able to hold back that time. Rosema looking to be the first batter not taken down by Seelhorst and this defense, as they've just looked rock solid so far. Seelhorst already 3 strikeouts already. He gets some swinging there.
2-2 now for Seelhorst. Another action tonight. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks travel to Anchorage to face the Glacier Pilots, who've been on a deep slide recently, losers of their last 3 at 7 p.m.
Bring it back to a full count now. Christian Seelhorst in danger of walking his first batter of the game.
Yeah, Seelhorst trying to command this.
A punch out here would be a huge statement for him on the mound as he gets just that. Rosema swinging right over it. Some breaking action that time by Christian Seelhorst.
Yeah, Seelhorst He might get to your 7 strikeout, no walks prediction. He's got 4 of them now.
If he gets it, keep an eye out for the Trevor Bauer sword celebration, because that's all I expected from him, and we made a promise.
The Miners really rooting for the Glacier Pilots to end their skid tonight against the Chinooks, as the Chinooks sit in even 1 game over the Miners. Miners sit at 6-5, Chinooks at 8-5.
Christian Seelhorst trying to start off with some slider action that time. Was able to get him with a changeup on the put away. Now, John Hanley, the first baseman, holding it down in the right-hander's batter's box. Takes strike 1 there.
Yeah, Seelhorst is really commanding. His first 2 starts, another major issue he had with the walks is just falling behind a lot of hitters. Today, he's really not falling behind very many hitters.
Hanley going to take strike 2, this time in the form of a foul ball. Standing behind him, the shortstop, Cole Moore, also 0 for 1. Only 1 AB before this game, very similar to Pennington. Strutting out some new blood so far are the Oilers. Now, Hanley looking at a 1-2. Try to get him with some high action. Does not break back into the zone, and it's going to be ball 2. Even now at 2-2. Christian Seelhorst not requiring a whole lot of movement or shading from his team so far. That one's going to be solid contact, driven deep, but more vertical than deep, as Aaron Walters going to take that one, put it away. We're through 8 batters, no hits, and no real danger for Christian Seelhorst. Cole Moore is heading to the plate, hoping to avoid becoming the third 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, the only real threat to Seelhorst so far was that deep flyout by Bryce Marsh to end the second inning. Sent Rother all the way back to the wall, down the right field line, but he was able to come up with it for the out. Cole Moore, left-handed batter, playing shortstop.
Seelhorst must really want his first win recorded of the season.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to get one yet. So that one misses a bit off the plate.
It's a bit low and outside. Seelhorst really helping his numbers so far.
Moore playing his college baseball at Central Missouri University. Was a utility infielder this year, hitting .273 at CMU.
Going to continue the trend. Outside pitch there, ball 2.
Oilers, like I said, have been in a deep offensive funk to start the year on that road trip. Maybe coming back home will help them. They're about to get a 10-game homestand, kicking off with the Miners first.
And that's a big part of it. Fatigue is always bound to set in when you're on the road for that long. Seelhorst pitched inside, ball 3. Staring at a 3-0 count right now. If you're Cole Moore, it doesn't matter if you've only had 1 AB. You know where this next pitch should be going.
Seelhorst taking a step off the mound as well in between to kind of collect himself and get himself together.
Interested to see if he's going to rely on that steady fastball. Still trying to challenge this hitter. No one in front of him. That one's going to finally be strike 1 as he gets some outside action for strike 1. Not going to go away that easily.
3-1 now on Cole Moore. Left-handed batter in the box.
Seelhorst gets some attention as this one's taken the other way. Cole Moore gets his first hit. Trying to make it a triple. Casey Rother is going to throw it across. Chekhov gets there. Able to slide in safe at the plate. Jordan Williams isn't going to get the ball in time for a tag. It was a nice cutoff that time by JD Urso to try and get the ball there, but not going to be in time. Cole Moore going to avoid being the third out. Andrew Soika instead going to be given the chance to drive him in with a good placed ball here. Christian Seelhorst now going to be put into the protective position.
Yeah, that was Seelhorst's first hit allowed. Rother off the bat, had he started back, he probably would have got that. And it's kind of a gloomy day, overcast here in Kenai. Probably didn't see the ball all that well. Came in a bit and then had to go back, and it was just too late.
Soika going to take a strike on the first pitch here. Strong statement by Christian Seelhorst. Not going to pitch around a batter now. after getting into that situation with Cole Moore.
Moore's got tremendous speed as well. That, most cases, would be a double.
Seahorse trying to keep attacking the inside of Soika. This time going to be a bit too low. Seahorse. Wind up and the delivery. And just a quick swing through. Soika almost looked like it was rushed, just how fast he got through the entire movement.
1 and 2. He's in the driver's seat now. If you're Christian Seahorse out of the mound, I wouldn't put anything even near the zone here. Probably a breaking ball in the dirt, maybe an elevated fastball. Get Soika swinging through it.
Now you can see how much power he put into that last one. He really is trying to drive something in here. Seahorse gets him with some breaking action there. 5th strikeout for Christian Seahorse. Still no runs against him, despite the big triple in that inning by Cole Moore. Headed to the 4th, Miners going to be back up to the plate this time, looking to make it 3-0 as they were able to make it 2 straight scoring innings. See if they can make it 3. The top of the 4th. We'll be right back here at Coral Seymour Park. Welcome back here to Coral Seymour Park. Getting ready to kick off the top of the 4th is Mr. Wally World himself, Aaron Walters, at the plate for the Miners. Walters, pretty lucky, honestly. Not only does he get to have his dad come up here and be the coach, but gets his whole family, gets to take this trip right now in Kenai, and has his sisters and his mom here to support him as well. You know that's extra incentive to want to do well and deliver in front of everybody despite being in the hostile crowd.
He's gone 3-0 here in the count. Yeah, Aaron and his family got to go out to a steakhouse last night. I'm not sure every player in the clubhouse was happy about him going to do that.
Walter's going to take the first strike this time. Still a heavy batter's count, moving to full count now.
3-2 on Walters.
Nice battle by Posey to get back into this one.
Walters has really got a clean, smooth stroke at the plate. He's hitting .250 on the year, but he's been hitting a lot of balls hard.
He hits one. Going to be a quick out, though.
Hit that one down. Third base pretty hard, but third baseman over there in the form of Novicki making a nice snag.
This infield seems fairly solid. Haven't had much chance to observe more in the shortstop position. But Olmstead, Hanley, and Novicki have all been solid contributors every time these two have met. No real errors for the infielders when it comes to the Oilers.
It's ball 1 to the 5th hitting Tyler Rando, who's DHing in game 1.
Rando, solid contact that time. Unlikely Soika's going to let 2 get away, but he can't dive into the bullpen, unfortunately. That one's going to just fall harmlessly as strike 1.
1-1 now On the batter at the plate, Rando. Yeah, Rando DHing in game 1. We could see him behind the plate in game 2.
Posey, now in his 4th inning of action. Only 2 allowed runs he's allowed on the year or in this game. And right now the Miners looking to inflate that ERA even more. Head 3-1 now is Rando. Only 1 out in this inning, and this is the 2nd straight batter that Posey's really struggled to get behind. Rando, solid contact once again. Luckily for him, Moore has been a brick wall there in the shortstop position, fielding that one clean and taking one quick step to get the throw over to first.
It's going to bring up the bat of Nick Sorelli now. Sorelli walked in the 1st inning on 5 pitches, got to 3rd on a single by Sam Thompson on a 3-2 pitch where he was running, got to 3rd, and then scored on a wild pitch. That was the first run of the game for the Miners. Back up, same scenario, 2 away.
And a lot of the hitting and runs have been contributed by names that aren't necessarily the highest batting averages for the Miners this season. Sorelli became the first run of the game. Taking that one ball low, but we've seen hits from Thompson, Urso, Bermudez, and Williams so far, and looks like the highest averages are having the slowest time out of the gate so far for the Miners.
Yeah, 2-1. It's good to see all the guys starting to turn it around. You see Urso obviously limited at bats. He was going to get it at some point, his first hit. So it goes 3-1 on Sorelli, but he was going to get his first hit at some point. Bermudez, who's hit a lot of balls hard, finally got one to fall. It was good to see there. And the more guys in this lineup that are producing, obviously the more runs you're going to score, and it'll help out the pitching staff tremendously.
Sorelli, that's the 3rd time now that we've seen Posey get into a 3-1 count just to even it up. Good job avoiding a ball or a walk so far.
A full count on Sorelli, who's going to be swinging for the hills here. Maybe the Cook Inlet, which is very close to Coral Seymour Park.
How about Sorelli getting on base a 2nd time? 2 for 2 when it comes to walking. And Sorelli is going to find his place at first for the 2nd time today. Thompson looking to find a repeat of previous events.
Yeah, Thompson had a nice single, had an 8-pitch at bat in the 2nd inning and took a pitch right back up the box for a base hit.
Trying to get his first multi-hit game of the season. Thought he was going to have to pick up his elbows that time a bit. Bit of a front door attack. Made him step back, finds his way back into the black. Posey getting ahead of the first batter of this inning so far. He now takes a 1-1.
If Thompson could reach, it would be Jordan Williams next.
For a shortened game, right now the Miners offense is getting plenty of ABs from the top to bottom of their order.
Thompson goes 2-1. Yeah, remember, only a 7-inning game, obviously, so this is essentially the top of the 6th right now. So we play in the top of the 4th in actuality.
Thompson ahead again. Gonna chase this one, evening it up in a 2-2 count.
Yeah, got a good piece of wood on it, just needs to straighten it out.
Definitely overcast still. Hopefully clearing up a bit of these clouds for game 2 and getting some more sunshine out there on the field. Right now a bit of a gloomy overhang as Thompson gets 2 for 2, puts that one right in between Novicki and Moore, advancing the runner to 2nd. Everyone's going to be safe as Thompson's going to get his first multi-hit game as a Miner.
Yeah, you could sense it coming for Sam Thompson. He's been hitting the ball hard since pretty much when he got here. But right there, assaulting that pitch into left field. And now Jordan Williams, he's got an opportunity. A couple men on, couple men out. Miners looking to extend the lead even further.
Williams was a bit of a break in between the hits of Thompson and Urso last time.
Yeah, he flew out down the right field line to Soika to end the 2nd.
This one looking like it was a push on the inside. Gonna be ball 1 instead.
Yeah, if you remember Soika, that ball caught in the second inning, he bobbled it down the right field line, almost dropped it, but ended up staying in his mitt.
This one's to be taken low. A walk would not bring home a runner, but with no empty base at first, it would push the runners to second and third and load up the bases for JD Urso. As that one's going to be the first swing he's taken in this AB. It's going to be a bit fast, getting ahead with that off-speed pitch.
Couple guys, actually maybe just one, starting to warm up, or at least loosen up down in the Oiler pen.
No real action for the Miners. This one taken low once again. 3-1 count now. And Posey finds himself in another 3-1 jam. It's the fourth time he's seen that count in this inning alone.
Yeah, he's falling behind hitters, and eventually, hopefully for the Miners, it hurts him.
Williams going to send this one up. Going to get back behind the back screen once again. Full count.
Yeah, the runners are going to be on the move now, 3-2. So anything to the outfield, Sorelli's pretty much going to score easy. Thompson will go to third. Williams looking for his first hit of the day.
Trying to take advantage of another full count. So far we've seen 2 strikeouts and a walk occur from the first 3.
Big leads off the bags for both runners.
Williams takes that one inside. And he is going to be walked away as that one's going to be a looking strikeout. Posey barely able to tag that one inside. Drawing mixed reactions from the crowd with no turning back now. We head into the bottom of the 4th. Miners looking to hold on to an early 2-0 lead. Seahorse going to find his way back to the mound. Miners taking their positions. We'll be right back when everyone's set and the Oilers come up to bat. Miners find themselves back on the bump. It's going to be the 4th inning of action for Christian Seahorse. This seems to be his average that we've had him reach in his 2 appearances so far this year. Looking to extend it and increase his numbers as well. Biggest story I've seen so far, no walks for Christian Seahorse.
Yeah, he's been good with the walks. He got behind a couple counts, but was able to battle back. Here has been the 4th inning. This is the inning he hasn't been able to work past. So we'll see if he can get a clean inning here and earn a 5th inning of work.
I'm really hoping we can see the sword come out today. You know he likes the theatrics. During their freshman orientation, he was the one that stepped up to sing along with the freshmen, so all eyes on Christian Seahorse.
There's ball 1 to Novicki. Novicki struck out swinging, was the first punch-out victim of Seahorse on the day back in the 1st inning.
Seahorse Now going to even it up at 1-1. He has been as consistent as you can when it comes to having a short memory on the mound.
Yeah, lone blemish was that triple by Cole Moore with 2 away in the third, but was able to navigate out of it on a strikeout.
That time a bit too fast and inside. That one's going to be ball 2. Miners still have no one warming up in the bullpen. This is Christian Seelhorst's game right now. And no one really seems to be challenging that. Novicki really was trying to get a hack on that one. All he could do is bury it in the dirt in front of him.
Even 2-2 count now, as it looks like the Oilers still with some loosening in the pen. Nobody really throwing yet, but right-hander looks like at least moving around a little bit down there, doing a bit of squats, if you will. Haven't really seen that warm-up technique before.
Seelhorst looking to add another K to his name today. Won't do it on that pitch. Full count now. And if I'm Christian Seelhorst, I don't know if I'd rather get another strikeout or simply avoid another walk on the season total. Right now, he's really helped his balance in this game. How about a big swing there, but gonna stay alive.
Yeah, Novicki just got a piece of that one, fouling it off the mitt. Thompson was unable to glove it for the third strike.
If he would have made any contact with that, there's still a nod. He would have dropped that ball. The way it was going, Christian Seelhorst put a lot of zip on that shot.
Seelhorst now on a full count again, trying to win this battle against Novicki, the left-hander.
Delivers that time. It's going to be shot right over the head of Sorelli, but instead it's going to land foul.
Long battle that Novicki's putting together here.
It's often been said the longer an AB can last, the better things can happen for the hitter. We've seen it plenty of times this year in the majors. Right now, Christian Seelhorst is looking to get some put-away stuff on the mound and get this first out of the inning.
The Bucknell University left-handed batter, Novicki, back in. It's 3-2 now.
And how about that? Not only is it the first walk of the day, but the first walk of the season for Henry Novicki. The third baseman grabs his first on the year.
Yeah, Novicki there, a patient at bat and a good at bat. Seelhorst unable to win that battle. Now he's going to have to face Garrett Pennington, the 3-hitter from Central Missouri.
Pennington went down in his first AB. Now he's going to be looking to get his first hit of the year. Watch his teammate Cole Moore get his first for the Oilers.
Central Missouri played deep into the D2 College World Series, so all those guys are just recently getting out here to Kenai.
This one's going to be taken as a strike. Front door attack is still proving to be 50-50, as you saw Posey get out of that previous inning, taking that one looking on Williams. Now Seelhorst starting this AB with a strike in the same spot.
Thompson going out there to talk with Seelhorst for a minute. Maybe a mix-up of signs? Not really sure what the deal was with that mound visit, but anywho, it's 0-1 here on Pennington. Next would be the center fielder, Ditzenberger.
Novicki, very modest leadoff off of first. Obviously wants to play smart. It's a real chance to advance a runner all game. The last time they even had someone on was Moore with 2 outs.
So he goes 1-1 here on the check swing. Did not go around for Pennington. That was close. Apparently didn't break the wrist, according to the first base umpire, but that one was really close.
Seelhorst now. Quick delivery from the stretch. That one going to be sent back the other way. Mrozik running, but Rother instead is going to be the one to put him away. He's going to have to return to first. Novicki was keeping an eye on it. Wasn't sure who was going to bring it in.
Yeah, Pennington gave that one a ride way out to the gap, and Casey Rother did a nice job there tracking that one down. Mrozik was probably not going to get to it. It was going to be Rother's ball if anybody was going to catch it. He ended up calling him off.
Rother Playing a bit further back after that Moore triple. Obviously, it went over his head. Someone that's adapted fast helps with that out right there. Now, one away in the top of the fourth, or the bottom of the fourth, is Dylan Ditzenberger. Going to be back up to the plate. Right now, just a three-way tie between Stoika, Marsh, and Ditzenberger. With most extra base hits, each of them with 2 to their name so far this season.
Ditzenberger this spring at the University of Kansas was an everyday player. Hit .274 with a .324 on-base percentage for the Jayhawks.
This one going to be ball on the inside now, 2-0 count.
Ditzenberger in ABO play is hitting an even .250, 6 for 24. He's knocked in a run as well.
Seahorse looking to take some control here. Is going to run as this one gets by him. Teammate tried to signal him on. Ditzenberger couldn't get it in time to Novicki. Luckily for him, or luckily for the Miners, as he would have had a great chance to pull into third. Might have been some contest because Thompson does have a bit of a cannon behind the plate. But still, 3-0 count. Only one out right now.
Ditzenberger and a 3-0 count. So if he were to get another ball out of the zone, it would be John Olmstead. Next up, Olmstead struck out swinging in the second.
After a wild pitch, wouldn't be surprised to see Steelhorse pull back a bit of that heat he has on it as well. But he's going to get a strike there. Ditzenberger really thought he had it. Started to head towards first, similar to how Williams ended the previous top of the fourth.
Yeah, he looked to the home plate umpire after that, almost saying, "Is that as far as you're going to go?" Home plate umpire nodded. You can only assume that's what was said.
Swoboda really seems to be here or there, depending on what you take, and he does it again!
Wow. I have not seen that. I've seen it once. I don't think I've seen it twice. Ditzenberger thought he had to walk again. 2 straight close calls.
Really hard to readjust yourself after 2 calls like that. Already thought this should have been over twice. Ditzenberger now might be a bit anxious to swing at anything outside. Good take that time instead as he finally gets the walk he figured he deserved 2 pitches ago.
Yeah, Ditzenberger reaching, and now Seahorse in a jam that he hasn't really been in all night. He's got a couple on and only 1 out here in the fourth.
They're going to have a brief meeting at the mound as it looks like hitting coach Bubba Walters is actually going to be the one to relay the message this time. Does have a chance at a double play ball. Does have that slider and changeup in his arsenal. Obviously more of a fastball kind of pitcher. But Seahorse looking to get out of this jam as quickly as possible and get into the 5th inning.
Yeah, it'll be John Olmstead next. Olmstead, as I said earlier, struck out in his first at-bat from USC, Southern California. Didn't play much for the Trojans in 2021, hoping for a bigger role next year, but here he is today, batting in the 5th hole, second base. Miners here looking for another Seahorse strikeout, maybe even a ground ball. Urso and Bermudez have showed a solid combination up the middle for the Miners if they were to get a ground ball here.
Seahorse. That one's going to be a ball outside. Thompson, nice throw.
Snap throw over to first, looking for it.
Isn't going to pull Sorelli off the bag either. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to create an error as the catcher in that situation. Thompson already gotten 2 outs in situations similar to that this season. We've also seen runners advance from first to third on similar throws. Seahorse. Another delivery here. He's keeping it high. That's going to be ball 2. Interested to see him not kind of attack the bottom of the zone.
And just missed up there. And Seahorse falling behind. He certainly doesn't want to lose to Olmstead.
So a fastball there. Could be trying to locate with that before really getting into his off-speed pitches as he gets a big hack there.
Swing and a miss. That was a good pitch from Seahorse.
2-1 count now. As men at first and second. Olmsted on, Marsh in the on-deck circle. Tying run stands at first base. He's going to get him with another dropping shot that time. 2-2. Olmsted seems to be really ahead of these off-speed pitches.
Yeah, that was a good pitch there from Seahorse. Looking to kind of establish the bottom of the zone there and got a good pitch in there. Seahorse, maybe a changeup there.
2 off speed. I'm sitting on some heat. I'm expecting a high Christian Seahorse shot. Tries to give it to him down low again. Get him to swing into it after seeing 2 dropping pitches. Not going to bite. 3-2 now. Full count once again for Christian Seahorse. Question remains, does he try and play for a double play ball, or does he try and take out the man in front of him? On pitches alone. Looking to punch his card. Seahorse checks the man at second. Delivers here. Gonna be ball 4 once again. Walks back-to-back batters. His first 2 walks for the game. And now he's facing bases loaded.
Bryce Marsh coming to the plate now. Marsh hit that deep fly down the line in the second inning. Ended up being caught in the right field corner by Rother, and this is not a good scenario right now if you're Christian Seahorse. Sorelli and Williams, the corner infielders, playing on the lip of the grass. Probably going to go home with it on a ground ball to them.
Quickest outs possible. That one's going to be far inside. Marsh not going to swing at that. Likely not going to swing at anything after watching the last 2 get walked. Even though they were both in some pretty precarious situations.
So maybe some stretching down in the minor pen as Seahorse is falling behind 2-0.
Starting to see some kind of band work, some light throwing in the bullpen. A lot of eligible pitchers right now. Obviously, everyone's been waiting for 2 days.
This 4th inning for Seahorse has been his nightmare, and we'll see if he can at least navigate around this one. 2-0 to Bryce Marsh.
Seahorse finally gets a strike there.
2-1 now. Marsh, left-handed hitter, certainly dangerous, but not the fastest runner up the line. If you can get a ground ball here, it's likely the Miners will at least have the opportunity to turn 2.
Seahorse looking to keep this inning in his favor. Evens it up there. 2-2 now.
If I'm Seahorse here, I might drop in a changeup on him. Maybe a slider. Be hard to throw a fastball by Bryce Marsh.
He does seem to be locating his changeup well down low. Cutting him off before the plate. An out here would be huge. No chance to advance the runners. Gets a big swing. But it is going to be a ground ball foul.
Seahorse still at an even 2-2 in the count. Grant Rosema on deck.
A punch out here via strikes could be the biggest out we've seen so far for Seahorse. Delivers now inside. 3-2 coming up. Another full count with men loaded, no empty bases. This could walk a man across if it's not a well-placed pitch.
Yeah, 3-2. Bryce Marsh is going to be swinging for Cook Inlet here.
Marsh, it's a nice swing on it. It's going to be at least one out there. Marsh going to take a nice fielder's choice, but there will be advance and there will be a score. Oilers finally cracked the board. 2-1 now on the fielder's choice. So Marsh gets the job done. At least cracks that big old bagel on the scoreboard. Still down 1 though. As Grant Rosema going to be next up to the plate. Rosema, he's also going to get some solid contact. This time Morozic's going to be underneath, and he's going to put it away. Can't even it up that time. Grant Rosema going to fly out to the 8th spot on the field. Miners hold on to a slim lead there. Steelhorse able to get out of the inning without giving up a tie. Miners going to be back up to the plate at the top of the fifth, looking to add some more insurance to their shrunken lead. Miners coming back up to the plate. 2-1 lead now. Looking to hold on to what they have. JD Urso going to be heading back up to the plate. He got a hit in his first AB so far today. Looking to make it 2 for 2.
Urso got one into left center earlier. His first Miners hit. There's a tapper down to shortstop, fielded cleanly by the shortstop Moore. He'll go 6-3, one away here in the fifth.
First out, very quick there for the Miners. Now, David Bermudez back up to the plate. He also got a hit in his last AB. You could say that for a lot of the Miners, honestly, is they got a bit of a rally going. Hoping to keep that consistent throughout the game and not give the Oilers a chance to come back here.
Bermudez there watches strike one with the breaking ball. Bermudez swings and pops this one up into left center field. Center fielder Ditzenberger over. He'll make the catch. 2 away here for the Miners in the fifth. Couple quick outs.
And right now, Miners seem to be relinquishing a bit of the momentum of this game over the last inning. Anytime you give up a score and have the option to go 1-2-3 in the next inning, it always seems to stall your momentum. As Morozic instead is going to say no to a 1-2-3, takes the first pitch he sees, and he liked it, sends that one dropping in front of Andrew Soika, as they really seem to be dropping their shots over in right shallow field.
Yeah, fifth hit of the day for the Miners. Got 2 runs on 5 hits. For the Oilers, it's 1 run on just 1 hit.
All it really takes, usually your mistakes are what bring you around the bases more often.
Yeah, all those walks for Seahorse in the fourth loaded up the bases.
For the first time, Casey Rother actually has a man in front of him when he comes up to home plate, standing in the right-handed batter's box. Wouldn't be surprised to see Morozic go for a steal at second either, as that's pretty much become the common with him on first. It's going to be a big, hefty swing by Rother. Going to be a bit underneath of that one.
Unable to get to that was Rother. See if he can straighten it out here. Oilers now with some actual, maybe throwing it, looks like, down there in the pen.
And check back out Morozic on first. Morozic, pants already getting muddied in the game 1. I don't think I've seen him finish a game clean once. He's actually suited up for the Miners. Rother gets some nice contact, but it's just going to bounce right back to Posey on the mound. He's going to underhand it over to first, and that is going to end top of the fifth. A quick top of the fifth for the Miners. One hit, though, to their name in that inning. Going to head to the bottom of the fifth. Miners just looking to hold on to control, looking to keep that one-run lead. We'll be right back with the bottom of the fifth after a short break here at Coral Seymour Park. Welcome back to Coral Seymour Park as we are getting ready for the bottom of the fifth. And once again, Christian Seahorse's day is going to be done after 4 innings, keeping his average per appearance at 4 innings pitched. As Aaron Winkler, the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, is going to take over on the mound. Winkler, one of the most impressive arms to show up for the Miners. Pitched in a loss to the Chinooks, but also went his longest he's ever been so far this season. 4 innings pitched, and although that isn't quite starting, he could be a solid bridge man, maybe even closing this game out should he show similar ability here today.
Winkler misses there. First pitch, Winkler, like you said, went 4 innings his last appearance and did really well. Pitched 4 innings, kind of a bridge guy for the Miners.
Winkler going to draw some contact that time. He's going to force a run over. And Moroza got there, able to slide underneath of it. Instead, actually, it looks like it ended up in the mid of Walters out in left field. Regardless, great effort to get there.
A tricky play out there in the gap, and I guess it was Walters who came up with that. Moroza kind of had a weird slide in the left center field gap, but Walters doing a good job behind him, backing that up to make the play.
It's hard to not believe Morozic made the play when he does the most with that slide. Could just be doing that to slow himself down, though. Either way, one away here as Wink is able to put one down on only 2 pitches. Gonna get the first call there. That one's gonna be ball 1. Winkler also boosted that strikeout total last time he was out there. Strikeout to walk ratio stands at 6-2 so far on the season. Not gaudy numbers, but definitely a ratio in his favor.
Yeah, for Winkler, 8 innings total. He's given up just 1 earned run so far. Been pretty good. 3 total runs, but 2 of them were unearned.
Now, facing a 2-0 count. Gets a first strike there. It's Cole Moore. Hit a triple in his first AB. Also looking for a multi-hit game here. Looking to join Sam Thompson in the ranks for this game. Looking to be the only one on his team with multi-hit. This one's going to be a high fly ball. Bermudez going to get underneath of it just outside the infield and put that one away for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Easy to forget that these doubleheader games are only 7 innings, and the closer we get to the bottom of the 5th, the closer we are getting to the final 6 outs here for the Oilers in a 1-run game.
Yeah, Oilers with 7 to go. Andrew Soika flew out to center in the 1st inning and struck out swinging in the 3rd. He'll be to the plate here for the Oilers.
A surprisingly quiet game for Soika. The last time these two teams met, he was able to get a hit in each of their contests. 1 in their 2-1 loss and 2 in their 5-2 loss. Today, as Reese had said, no hits so far.
So we go to 1-0 count now. So we play here. Bottom 5 from Coral Seymour Ballpark.
Get some contact there. Well above it, though. It's going to go foul. Down the path back to the team dugout. Now Soika staring at an even count, hoping to avoid absolutely dropping another opportunity at the plate, as that one's also going to be fouled off. 2 strikes now. Winkler, first real chance for a strikeout in this inning.
Looks like the throwing has stopped down in the Oilers bullpen, but in the Miners bullpen, it's a right-hander up and throwing, so you got to think this could be Winkler's only inning.
Looks like it is Evan Wolf. That is warming up down there, or as you like to call him on the team, he is Wheezy.
Yeah, Wheezy. He's got a nice Instagram handle.
Finally gets a nice shot as Soika gets underneath of that one. Morozic, that time no slide necessary to get the 3rd out. Miners able to escape the bottom of the 5th as they are heading back to the plate. Top of the 6th coming up. Miners looking to add some insurance to their very slim lead. Winkler able to give them a solid outing there. Hopefully able to see him back on the mound. Stay tuned to see what the Miners are able to do at the plate after a short break.
Well, and actually tomorrow I'll be at work too.
Welcome back here to Coral Seymour as we are getting ready for another inning with Aaron Walters leading off once again. Walters hasn't been able to collect his first hit in this game, and as I say that, he gets a chance, but a nice snag on the run that time. Olmstead able to glove it, take a nice quick transition and get him out at first with a throw to Hanley.
One away here for the Miners.
I was almost able to get an announcer's jink there for Walters, but just couldn't quite work out with Olmstead.
It's why I'm not fully on board with the jinxes, because if it was a jinx, it would happen a lot more to me than it actually does.
That is going to bring up Tyler Rando to the plate after getting 3 hits in their last contest. Hasn't really been a factor with the bat so far today, but it is also a shortened opportunity to prove himself, so nothing should be taken at 100% face value. These teams have both been sitting on 2 days of not nearly as much contest as they'd like to have.
Yeah, it's been a long 48 hours for the Miners.
This one going to be skied up, calling them all off again. Olmstead trying to do it all this inning as he's able to put away Rando for the 2nd out. That's going to be 2 quick outs for the Miners. And now it's only going to be Sorelli standing in front of them, but Sorelli seems to be taking a lot of strolls today, 2 already.
Yeah, Sorelli's taken a couple 2-out walks, actually. He's gotten to third both times on singles, or he's got the second on a single and the fourth from Sam Thompson. Couldn't come around, but in the second, he got to third after the walk on a Thompson single and scored on a wild pitch.
And having a 2-for-2 batter behind you in Sam Thompson is always a good sign as well. Sorelli is able to take ball 2 there. And it seems like history is almost repeating itself at the plate with Nick Sorelli.
Yeah, he would have a nice little 3-walk day.
Good old 0-for-0 day at the plate.
So he takes ball 3 there. Sorelli in front now, 3-0. As now it looks like there is throwing down the Oilers bullpen as Posey is in danger of walking Sorelli for the 3rd time today.
It was a bit of surprise to see Posey come back out, obviously able to get out of the jam, but still put himself in that situation as that outside pitch, outside of the black, really going back and forth. Swoboda can't seem to make up his mind on whether or not he wants to call it consistently, as that one is also going to be a strike. Now full count, 3-2.
Sorelli fouls that one away. Sorelli, if he were to be able to reach for the 3rd time on walks today, that would really help his on-base percentage on the year. And he's been okay at drawing walks so far, not a ton. On the year, Sorelli has 5 walks.
Doesn't seem to be taking one here either, as this blooper is going to get down. Also helps your on-base percentage when you can hit the ball, and that one's finally going to get a blooper down in the left shallow center.
Have a day, Nick Sorelli. A couple walks, single there. He's been on base 3 times, consistent against Posey, and now it's going to be Sam Thompson, who's been the other good bat in the lineup today for the Miners. He's got a couple of singles, and you can see that bat for the catcher really starting to heat up.
What a huge day it would be for Sam Thompson to get a triple hit game. Gonna take the first one he sees here. This one's gonna bounce off his glove, and he's gonna get on. Might count as an error, but regardless, Sam Thompson will not be thrown out today.
Yeah, that was definitely an E4 on John Olmstead. They were both smoked to second. Olmstead not able to come up with it as he deflects it into short center. Holding at second is Sorelli. So the Miners are threatening here in the 6th, looking for some insurance.
For a hitter like Thompson, the amount of times we've seen those line drives put away and snagged, it's much more likely that what happened to Olmstead on that one is going to be the result with how much power he puts behind it.
Jordan Williams 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out looking in his last at-bat.
Gonna try and square up on this one. He's gonna send it foul instead. I like the idea, though, catching them off guard. Unlikely to see that in back-to-back pitches, though. We do not have the speed of Leo Harris.
Yeah, Leo Harris on the Shugiak Eagle River Chinooks is very hard to catch, but on the day, Williams has had a runner at second both at bats, just unable to bring him around either time. He'll look and see if 3rd time's the charm is the case here for Williams.
Does have plenty of speed himself. Is gonna take that one as a strike. And it seems like Posey is a gambling man. The amount of times he's pushed it on the outside of the black and gotten the call from Swoboda at home plate. Wish we had our own camera we could put on the home plate on face mask like they do for the College World Series. Add some real intrigue. Olmstead's going to be called off that time. Not going to give another chance for an E4. Ditzenberger puts it away. 3rd out finally given after Sorelli and Thompson find their way on. Miners 6 outs away from another win. Back-to-back wins should they keep it together. But they have another game behind that. They're just focused on the bottom of the 6th, and we will be right back with coverage of that when we get back here at Coral Seymour Park.
6, Henry Novicki.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th action here at Coral Seymour Park. We're going to get another inning of Aaron Winkler as he's going to take the mound once again. Able to get a very simple inning last time up.
Yeah, Henry Novicki, who just took ball 1 there, he walked back in the 4th and scored the only run of the game up to this point for the Oilers on an RBI groundout.
Looking to take another walk there, but Winkler has other plans as he's able to paint the outside of the black this time. Gets his own strike 1, evening up the count at 1-1. Started to go around. Good eye there to stop in his tracks. 2-1 now for Henry Novicki. We did see Evan Wolf warming up in the bullpen. Still seems to be down there. Winkler didn't really have much issue. All he took was about 3 batters to get through that first inning of work.
So he goes 3-1 here.
This one sky high. Bermudez calling him off. Williams going to move out of his way. Bermudez puts him away. First out here in the bottom of the 6th. And Winkler thanking his infield for the help.
Yeah, that was a big out there on a 3-1 pitch. Novicki can't be happy with himself there, swinging at it. On 3-1, all he's able to get is a moonshot pop-up to the shortstop Bermudez.
Now Garrett Pennington going to head back up to the plate and still hitless. Not only in this game, but on the season, as Cole Moore left him in the dust with his triple to become the only one on this lineup without a hit.
Pennington takes ball 1 there. Pennington lined out to the first baseman Sorelli in the first inning, and then in the 4th, he flew out to the right fielder Casey Rother.
He has been getting solid contact, like you said. That shot to Rother, definitely one that made him move.
So it goes 2-0 here.
We also are getting some, definitely some more action among the fans. People seem to be getting ready for Game 2. That'll come shortly after this one. But there's also some nice puppies in the park. Not something you see at Herman Brothers. So it's always nice to get some furry friends back in the crowd.
I guess any way to fill the seats that you can get. More people starting to file in here to Coral Seymour Ballpark as it draws near the 6:30 hour, as we've actually just passed it, drawing near the 7 o'clock hour as Winkler finally gets his first strike of the count there. He's at 3-1.
Just able to avoid a walk there. Definitely seems to be in less control, not forcing as many check A swings, at least to get out of these innings. They're seeing him much better. The Oilers get another rip on that one. Looks like it could be another flyout, and Thompson seems to be taking initiative. Gonna put that one away. How about 2 flyouts?
2 pop-outs, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Pop-outs in some unfavorable counts for Aaron Winkler.
Yeah, Winkler. Both getting in 3-1 counts there. You got the pop-out to Bermudez the first time there. Thompson navigating behind the plate. Was about maybe 5 feet away from the screen, able to glove it there. And now 2 away for Dylan Ditzenberger.
Center fielder number 9, Dylan
Ditzenberger on the day struck out and walked. On that walk, he reached third base with 2 outs back in the 4th. Watch ball 1 there. Just 1 hit today for the Oilers. It was that triple by Cole Moore.
Besides that, they've really just been swinging at whatever they can, taking some solid counts, getting close to walks, but aside from those 2 that Sealhorse gave up, no real luck on that end for the Oilers. Some solid contact there once again, but fouling it off as Dylan Ditzenberger falls into a 1-2 count. Could give Winkler his first strikeout of this appearance.
Yeah, this would be big for Winkler to work a hitless 8th.
And to keep chipping that one off. Gonna hit it over left foul.
1-2 again on Dylan Ditzenberger. Winkler trying to work a perfect 5th and 6th.
Gonna send that one up the middle. Finally gets their second hit of the game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Time not on their side right now as the Oilers trying to put something together. Miners hoping to slam the door on this inning soon as Aaron Winkler now is going to get ready to face John Olmstead.
Yeah, John Olmstead coming to the plate as Pierce Tyler LeBrun will stick with the right-hander Winkler, trying to navigate around damage here in the sixth. That was the first base runner given up by Winkler.
Winkler looking to help with this defensive shutdown as this one's going to be another moonshot. Call it the Winkler special as we get 3 in the inning, all 4 outs. Only 3 outs between the Miners and another win. Instead, they're going to try and add some runs before that as they head to the top of the 7th. We'll be right back with some more Miner action here at Coral Seymour Park. Be sure to stay tuned for more. Here as we're getting some quick action. Coming back late on that one. Urso is getting close to another hit there, but does get a nice infield adjustment instead. He's going to become the first out at the top of the 7th. Bring up David Bermudez as the second Miners batter. He's going to take a strike there. They really looked in control as they do have another pitcher on as well. Posey's day is finally going to come.
Where'd that ball go? I just...
That's going to become a foul ball as Bermudez sends that one away for strike 2. Alex Weigel is going to take over also on the mound for the Oilers. Weigel is going to get out of the way of that one. Did get a chance at it, is more, but just slides right up his glove, up his arm, and away.
Yeah, Bermudez might have beat that out either way, but I'm sure that'll be scored as an error.
Bermudez just happy to find a way on right now. And Josh Mrozek's going to be coming back up to the plate as well. Mrozek has his own single in the game so far. Looking to become the second Miner with a multi-hit. As I don't think Bermudez was well aware of how much of a pickoff attempt they were going for there. Rosema throws it back to first. Hanley was ready for it as they've obviously had that connection. Bermudez wasn't looking back towards the home plate, just knew to retreat, and luckily for him, his instincts were right there. Morozic gonna take a step away for a second. Now Morozic getting ready for an 0-0 count. Takes strike one on the first one. Miners looking to maintain control here by whatever means that they can. Another run would go a huge way. Shoring up another win here.
Alec Weigel has been really good this year. 7 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, hasn't allowed a run yet.
Get some action on the infield. Only going to get the out at first as Morozic is thrown out. That will be the second out. But nice job maneuvering around him as Bermudez is able to find his way to second.
Runner in scoring position with 2 outs now for the Miners' best hitter, Casey Rother, who's in danger of letting his hitting streak end here in the first game of the series in Kenai against the Oilers. He's 0 for 3 on the day. He's grounded to short, flew out the center, and grounded back to the pitcher.
We've said that so many times just to have him get a hit immediately after that I feel like we're preparing for it.
Hopefully that is the case.
We do want to thank some of our sponsors, obviously, the Alaska Highway Safety Office and Napa Auto Parts. Both of them, huge contributions. We will have a Napa Auto Parts post-game show up after the second part of this doubleheader, giving some time for the team to eat and for everyone to readjust for the next one, as that one's going to be taken for a strike. Even count now 1-1 for Casey Rother.
You got more crispy bun too, though. You ever grill your buns as well? It's just like toast stuff. Hopefully half the crowd is listening to it, which is the other half is listening to the players over here.
Rother getting ready for another one. Takes this one very soft contact because it's going to foul off to the left. We also want to thank Orthopedic Physicians of Alaska. Obviously, this team has had some wear and tear in this early season. All the physicians and the trainers that the teams have been instrumental in getting some big people out there like Morozic and Nunez back into the lineup. Rother going to take that one as it kind of bounced off the glove of Rosema. Luckily able to collect it, and Bermudez not going to push the envelope, pushing to third.
2-2 now. Favorable count, I guess you could say, for Casey Rother.
Rother looking to snap a bit of a cold slump in this game alone. He's going to get a contact and is going to get that hit. And once again, as we say every single time, Casey Rother gets a hit, number 19 of the season, and Bermudez is going to come across. So add an RBI to that as well. 1-run single for Casey Rother. Just shoots it right over the head of Hanley. Did not have the hops to put that one away.
Big insurance run there for the Miners, as now it's a 2-run lead. Casey Rother extending the hitting streak at the perfect time there. Just shooting that one over Hanley's head. And once it got over his head, it rolled on that outfield grass a little bit. And Bermudez, with pretty solid speed, was able to come around easily.
They came into this inning looking for some more security for whatever they decide to close it. Right now, they got it, but hit by Walters, who is obviously another one of their power batters. Getting a deep shot here would be huge. Rother obviously not the speediest on the bags, but he always puts in plenty of hustle and seems to make the right play. This one going to be tipped off. Gets a new ball from Swoboda as he's facing an 0-2 now.
Yeah, that is also the first run of the year allowed by Alec Weigel. So,
Miners coming in here today to bust up ERAs.
Yeah, that was not an earned run as Bermudez reached on an error.
This time it's going to bounce down off the glove. It's not going to go. Novicki unable to put it together. Rother slides. He's going to be safe. There's the hustle I was talking about. Pushes the play as soon as he saw the ball go past Novicki and able to get there in time as he had to adjust. Posey tried to grab him. Ball was thrown to the other side of the bag. And Rother going to find his way in at third, sending Kyler Rando back up to the plate. Another hitter who would desperately love to get his first hit of the day.
Yeah, Rando really trying to break it open there. That's the third error of the game for the Oilers. That one down at third base, Novicki should have had. Went under his mitt and obviously into short left as that ball wasn't hit real hard. And good hustle there by Rother to get to third.
Almost as I said before, I complimented the infield for the Oilers, and almost immediately we started seeing plenty of errors. Now we've seen one from Olmsted and Novicki. Definitely seem to be hurting themselves more. Rother now with a chance to add some even more security to this Miners 2-run lead. Rando gets a hit there, gonna go for the out at first, gonna get him as well. Rando couldn't hustle there in time. Luckily for them, Casey Rother able to bring home Bermudez on a single. Pushes the lead from 2-1 to 3-1. Miners now sitting with a 2-run lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs stand between them and back-to-back victories. Be sure to tune back in for that. Welcome back here to the bottom of the 7th. Time running out for the Oilers to put together any kind of comeback in this game 1 of 2. Miners just looking to shut them out here. Really came into this road trip looking to collect as many wins as possible. GM Pete Christopher was even saying 4 or 5 is the goal. 5 would be preferred. Obviously, this team feeling strong after beating the Glacier Pilots before coming up here. Would love to get another one here.
The Miners with the win would pull in at 7-5 and a clear top spot in the ABL standings. Right now they're tied for second with the Anchorage Bucks, who sit at 6-5 and are not playing today.
Also, new for the Miners in this inning, pitcher Evan Floyd's going to find himself back on there as he takes over the rubber. Floyd, the only Miners pitcher that has made an appearance in every single one of their games against the Oilers, including today. It's an odd thing I had noticed before the game started, and the fact that he came in just seems like he is the secret weapon against them, as Morozic's just going to disregard everybody and steal that out. Miners get the first one away now.
Yeah, Morozic crossing everybody. He moved all the way to left center in front of Walters, but why not, I guess, if it ends up in his mitt. One away here in the 7th.
Got a pinch hitter coming up as well. And it looks like Tyler Johnson is going to find his way into the game today as a pinch hitter. Had him listed initially as the catcher yesterday when we were given the lineups. Today, going to find his role with just a bat in his hand and no one ahead of him. Hoping to get on base by any means. And if you're Floyd, you're just looking to get these quick outs. 1 and 2.
He goes 1-1 in the count here. Evan Floyd, who on the year has been pretty solid for the Miners. He's pitched in 4 2/3 innings, allowed a couple of runs out of the bullpen.
It's been extra great against the Oilers as well. In only 3.2 innings so far, 5 strikeouts, only 2 hits allowed.
As that ball is stung into short center field. Morozek on to make the catch. 1 more out to go here in the 7th. First inning or first game of 2 of the doubleheader, and it's going to be up to John Hanley, the first baseman.
Time running out here for the Oilers. Evan Floyd, Mount Stashmore, as he's called for his beautiful mustache.
Yeah, he's got a really nice mustache and beard combo.
Gets his first ball there. And would love to end this game right away. Only John Hanley stands in the way of doing that. And luckily for him, he inherited a 2-run lead.
It's gone 2-0 on John Hanley. If Hanley could reach, it'd be Cole Moore, who has the only extra base hit today for the Oilers in the on-deck circle.
Cole Moore also stands as the tying run at the moment, but that's going to be the first strike of this AB, as Floyd seems to be locking in now.
2-1 now.
That's a nice shot sent to the opposite field. Pulled a little bit, but Walters said, "Give me that and give me a W." Miners able to pull out the win here in the first of 2. One of their first doubleheaders this weekend. Miners love getting off to a quick win there. Pretty low scoring affair, 3-1 at the end of 7. Miners come out on top. There will be a short 45-minute break, and then these 2 teams will be back at it again for game 2. We'll have a separate stream set up for that one. Be sure to keep your eye out if you're still awake and join us for that one, as the Miners look to make it 2 straight against the Oilers in the first doubleheader of these 5 games. I've been Sean Neef alongside Reese Landon. Thank you so much for joining us for this quick 7-inning doubleheader. We'll be right back for game 2.